I'm Gary Martin, one of the PGA pros from Huddersfield Golf Club, and today we're going to be having a look at just a couple of warm-ups and a couple of drills that you can do in your practice nets at home. So I'd just like to start by thanking Paul, one of our viewers. He was the one that brought this subject to my attention, and I thought, you know what a great idea to mention that, Paul, because you know, we've got about 5 weeks left of lockdown, and you know, if you guys are anything like me, I've not hit a golf ball for God, it must be 8 or 9 weeks now. You know, I'm going to be very stiff, we're all going to be a bit stiff, and we're going to be a little bit out of practice, and I'm guessing now that it's warming up, we're getting a bit later evenings, that people are going to start to get that net out at garage and they're going to start to hit some balls. But you know, there's no point in just hitting balls without any purpose. So I'm just going to run you through a couple of sort of things that I do, you know, when I've not played golf for a while. A couple of little exercises I do. You know, it's not going to be, I'm not a sports science coach or anything like that, but just a couple of really good warm-ups and then a couple of drills just to get you, you know, going through a process when you get your nets out, so you're not just hitting balls like a headless chicken. And what I am going to do, there'll be a follower on to this video, I'm going to get my friend Ryan on. Ryan's going to give us a he is a PT, and he's golf specific as well. He's going to give us some really good warm-ups for that time when you get to the golf club a little bit late and you've not got time to hit some balls, because I think it's very important. Me personally, I've found this in my golf, that you do just have a little bit of a warm-up just to loosen your body up. It makes so much difference, especially on them first half a dozen holes. You know, speak to James or any of my mates, I'm always late, I'm always rushing to tee, but one thing I always do is make sure that if it's just 5 minutes, I have a good loosen up before I tee off. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do. So first things first, I like to get my shoulders and hips separating, alright, because I have known that if I've not warmed up, you know, I'm lazy, so arms get disconnected, body's not turning correctly. So I like to just sort of, you know, you'd think I wouldn't need to go through this process with the amount of golf I've played, but I like to just remind myself of being able to brace my hips and my lower half and just separate my shoulders, and just in posture, try to get your shoulders turning, back to target, chest to target. And you know, I'll just do half a dozen of these. Back to target, chest to target. Back to target, chest to target. And I can gradually feel every time that I do that, I'm able to just make a little bit better turn. Back to target, so I'm getting a little bit better turn. Chest to target. And I'm not very flexible, so my flexibility is poor, and I'm sure some of you guys will be even worse. So really good one this. Brace your hip, brace your hips and your lower half, and really try and turn your shoulders and separate as best you can your back, so your back gets to target, and then turning hips and chest to target and holding that finish at the end. Alright, so I like to do a few of them, and then I extend that, so I'll put my arms out, and what I don't want to do is I don't want my arms to move without my upper body moving. So I'm leading now with my chest, and I'm turning. I'm keeping in posture when I do this. I'm turning, and my arms only ever move at the same time as my chest. So that's creating connection. That's creating a feeling of connection between your arms and your body. And that's what a lot of people's going to lose. If they come straight out of lockdown and they've not been hitting balls, you know, it's so easy just to start to do this and, you know, not use your big muscles, because they're the ones that are going to have got tight, and, you know, arms are going to get disconnected. So arms out, and make some turns. I want this left arm to point down to the floor, and it's all being controlled by your chest, and then we're going to swing through and right arm down to the floor. So it's a bit similar, it's still training this, you know, turning your chest and separating your shoulders and your lower half, but it's keeping connection as you're doing that as well. Alright, so now we've done that little bit of a warm up there. You know, it's not groundbreaking stuff this, guys, but I bet it's stuff that you probably haven't thought about doing. And you know, this is one of the more simple ones. This is one that my dad sort of got me doing as a junior. It's just 2 clubs. There's no better warm-up than this, you know, because you're rehearsing your swing at the same time. 2 clubs, and just take some slow practice swings and just hold that finish. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels fantastic. So just half a dozen of these. Oh, that's sensational. I have really stiffened up over these last few weeks, and I'm quite a fit guy as well. I do quite a lot of, you know, I do workouts and stuff. I guess that's probably why I might have stiffened up. I need to do a bit more on flexibility, but I think that's what Ryan will be able to help us with. So once you've, had them little bit of a warm up, we're going to start to hit some balls. But this is what I want you to consider, alright, when you're hitting balls. I want you to firstly start to consider your posture. Because if anything's going to have gone over these last few weeks, it's going to be the posture. Alright, so we want to just rehearse, straight legs, find your pelvis, and then you're going to tilt, keeping your back straight, you're going to tilt your hips to the floor. I want you to feel your hips tilt, or almost like your hips inside are pointing down. So we want them to tilt, so they're about 45 degrees, and try and keep that back straight. And you should feel the weight move towards the balls of your feet, alright, across the front, almost to your toes. And when you're just about to fall over, you're just going to flex your knees a fraction, just a tad, and that will bring the weight across the bottom of your foot, so it's a lot more in balance. So your weight doesn't feel like it's on your toes, it'll be more in the balls of your feet now, and you should feel really solid then. So now we're going to hit some shots, and we're just going to focus on taking the backswing up to about 11 o'clock, alright? Because we've not played a lot of golf at the minute, like I said earlier, it'd be quite easy just to get the arms disconnected and, get a really big overswing at the top. So we're going to concentrate on turning away with good connection, so starting from across the shoulders and the chest, and controlling the length of the backswing, so we don't, get the hands feeling like they're up to about 11 o'clock. So we've got good connection when we're swinging. Just going to hit a few balls here. That one actually felt exceptional for the amount of, for the limited amount of practice that I've had recently. Felt brilliant. So going through the posture again, you have to repeat this sometimes because it's so easy to fall back to where it's comfortable. There'll be a lot of people, tight hamstrings, sitting on the heels, lazy. So go through the process, straight legs, straight back, tilt from the pelvis, feel the weight move onto the balls of your feet, so you're just on your tiptoes. I'm nearly going to fall, and then just soften them knees. And that weight now is right on the balls of my feet. And if you hang the club from your hip, it should run pretty much through your knee and then through the centre of your foot. Alright, and then from there again I'm going to concentrate on getting this connection as we turn away and just working up to about 11 o'clock. Not so good a strike, but you're going to have to expect some of them guys if it's been a while. Now, Paul asked a question and he asked what kind of drill could I work on for strike, and there's one that I really like actually. This one really does just purely work on hand-eye coordination. So when you're doing drills, they don't have to be always relevant to a full swing. A lot of the best drills are simply just drills, okay? This is one of them. So we're going to address the ball in the middle. I'm going to set up to it. And what we're going to do, we're going to start the swing from the ball in the middle, but I'm going to try and hit the ball on the inside. So it's a good, I've split these balls 3 to 4 inch apart. So this is really going to test now hand-eye coordination. Can we get this club head to hit this ball as clean as possible? Alright, I think this is great because it really gets you just focused on the ball. The biggest thing I see with sort of newer golfers or people that's not been playing much golf is they lose their eye. I can't get my words out. They take their eye off the ball. The simplest trick in golf is that they're following the club head. They're not concentrating on the ball. Now, when you do this drill, you'll appreciate how much extra focus there is on the ball, and you'll probably think to yourself, there's no way I used to focus that much on a golf ball until you've done this drill, and that's why it's brilliant. So I'm aligning the middle ball, and I'm going to swing back and try and hit the inside one as clean as possible. That one was a little bit heavy, but I got it away. A big swing change that. We're going to address the middle one, we're going to concentrate on the outside one and hit it as clean as possible. Now I'm not expecting you to flush these balls, guys, if you can make contact with them you've done really well. But then when you get back to the middle one and you put that same amount of concentration onto the ball, that was really flush. I felt like I'd got my eyes glued on that ball, and I don't get that feeling all the time. So it's a really good drill that when we're discussing strike, for just using, you know, the simple power of hand-eye coordination, it's one that always surprises people. It always surprises when I bring this up in a golf lesson. They're always surprised. How can I hit that outside ball and inside ball better than what I've been hitting the one in the middle, you know? So do test that one. And the final drill I'm going to give you is hitting some balls with your feet together, alright? And the reason I want you to do this is for balance, alright? So I want you to consider that obviously we've got our feet closer together, so we're going to have to swing smoother, alright? We're going to have to swing smoother so we can keep balance. If we get aggressive, we're going to fall over, we're going to lose our balance, alright? So when we've not played a lot of golf, it's great to be able to come back and swing in balance, alright? So this is what's going to be trained in this drill. So we don't get too aggressive and, you know, obviously lose balance. So feet are close together. I've probably got about a 2 or 3 inch gap here. Alright, making sure you turn your shoulders and your chest, keep everything connected. And we're just going to concentrate on holding that finish. So making a swing with your feet together. And then holding that finish in balance. Alright, still want to try and get your lower half working so your hips are pointing to target. Your right heel might just come off the floor slightly. That's it. And them 2 drills for me are absolutely phenomenal drills. If you've not played a lot of golf recently, you kind of, you know, haven't got many swing thoughts. 1, we're going to start to get your connection between your chest and your arms, so it's all turning away connected. And 2, we're going to be encouraging you to swing in balance. So thanks again, Paul, for that one. Really good idea, really good time to drop that one to me as well. And guys, if you've got any ideas for videos and content, please do drop them in the comments. You know, 1,000 heads are better than one, so, you know, I'm sure you can help me with that. And if you've enjoyed it, I'm going to get Ryan in. Ryan's going to come on, and he's a PT. He's golf specific as well. He's been a golfer, really good golfer. So he's going to give us, you know, a little bit more in-depth sort of warm-up drills and stretchers. Which again, I think it's a fantastic time. We can't play golf at the minute, but if you are a keen golfer, and you know, I think if you care about your health and your fitness as well, I think it's a great time to be sort of tuned in on this kind of stuff. So we're going to get him on next week, so that's going to drop soon. And yeah, if you've enjoyed it, guys, get in comments, let me know what you'd like to see, and we'll see you next week.